Welcome to a deep dive into an absolutely intense stack of source material. You asked us to trace the plot of a novel that performs a stunning act of genre fusion, blending grim, high-stakes noir detective work with catastrophic high-concept science fiction.
It's an unrelenting rush. I mean, this narrative doesn't waste time. It sets up, a standard murder investigation, and then boom, you're straight into time travel, clones, conspiracies, and the end of the world.
Yeah, literally the end of the world. And our guide through all this is former detective Julia Torgrimson. She's this cynical, retired legend, very dark past, basically just waiting for everything to burn down.
Pretty much. So the story kicks off establishing her isolation. She's retired, but still getting, quote, fan mail, which usually means threats, right?
Right. And she's got this reputation. Bodies tend to follow her around.
Definitely. She gets dragged back in by her old boss, DCI John Grossman, and he kind of uses his young, very naive partner, DC Mark Cochran, almost as bait.
Yeah, like a human shield against Julia's expected fury. Not a great start for poor Mark.
Not at all. So the initial mission is just consulting. Billionaire tech guy Bruno Donaldson, dead in his office at the Shard.
And Julia and Grossman, they clearly can't stand each other. But the case, it already smells weird, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Procedurally impossible from the get-go. And when Julia hears the victim's name, Donaldson, her reaction isn't shock or anything. It's just cold, like good.
Oof. Yeah, she knew he was bad news.
Toxic doesn't even cover it, apparently. So Julia arrives at the crime scene, total chaos, and she immediately bumps heads with the corporate lawyer, Norman Horner.
The guy she calls Satan's representative or something equally charming.
Exactly. She pegs him instantly. But the scene itself, that's the real puzzle. Donaldson's shot through the heart, middle of a busy office.
But nobody saw a thing. And the forensics are all over the place.
Precisely. This is where it starts bending genres. Julia just ignores the official report. She sees the bullet hole in the window, cracked from the inside.
So the shooter was definitely in the room.
Had to be. And the distance. It suggests a rifle, a big one, not the pistol ballistics is claiming.
Okay, so something's fishy already.
But the key thing she spots, and this is classic Julia, is clean wood under the sofa. And less blood than you'd expect right there.
Meaning?
Meaning the body was moved, shot somewhere else, probably near the sofa where there was a clear line of sight to the lift, and then dragged to confuse things. It's staged.
Wow. Okay, but just as she's figuring this out,
Grossman drops the real bombshell, the thing that actually gets Julia fully on board, despite hating him. They found a second body, another Bruno Donaldson, across town in Vauxhall.
Okay, wait, a second identical body?
Identical. Fingerprints match. But here's where it goes full sci-fi. The coroner's report. It's terrifyingly vague. It calls the corpse just meat.
Just meat.
Yeah. Pure muscle, no bones, no organs, no complex systems. A synthetic copy, like instantly replicated somehow.
Okay, so not cloning as we know it, something else entirely.
Yeah.
Two identical dead billionaires.
That's the hook. That's the order for Julia to consult. For real this time. And she just takes over.
Right, Grossman becomes irrelevant, and poor Mark Cochran is now her kind of unwilling sidekick.
Totally. Her babbling assistant, as Grossman probably sees it, she immediately points them to their first lead, Paul Mercaton, connected to Donaldson through some private phone line Julia knew about.
And how does she handle Mercaton? Still playing by the rules?
Oh, absolutely not. She knows about his recreational habits, uses his coke connection to just waltz past security at his fancy Kensington mansion.
Nice. And Mercaton?
Terrified. Absolutely terrified when Julia mentions the second body, the synthetic one. He starts rambling, about to spill something important about the machine and how Bruno wouldn't have done something risky.
And then, this is where it escalates again, right?
Massively. Right there on his front porch, before he can finish the sentence, bang, his head just explodes. Sniper shot.
Jeez. And the shooter?
A small, wiry girl, Lilja, vanishes into the mansion like she was never there.
So a chase scene ensues.
Yep. Mark, bless him, follows her to the back, gets promptly decked with a judo move, and gets his nose broken for his trouble. By the butt of her rifle, no less.
Ouch. She's clearly skilled.
Highly skilled. Military training, specialized Russian AK-9, the works. Julia chases her through the house, recognizes the training, but then she hesitates.
Let her go. Why?
She sees something in Lilja's eyes. Fear, but also purpose. It reminds her of someone from her past, this associate Anna, tied to some deep trauma for Julia, so she lets Lilja escape.
And that hesitation has consequences.
Big time. Grossman rocks up, sees Julia standing over Mercaton's body, holding Mark's gun.
Oh, no.
Yep, arrests her on the spot. Classic, wrong place, wrong time, but also, Julia's reputation doesn't help.
She's back at the station, but not for long.
Nope. While Grossman is trying to wrap his head around the coroner's report about the synthetic body being, impossible,
Yeah.
Mark steps up.
Mark, the naive rookie.
Yeah. He feels incredibly guilty. Julia saved his life during that chase, took a hit for him indirectly, so he busts her out.
Wow. Okay, Mark's got more to him than meets the eye. Or maybe just misplaced loyalty.
Maybe a bit of both. So Julia's now a fugitive. But she's brilliant, right? She doesn't run blind.
She figures out where Lilja went. Cow.
Tiny details. The brand of clothes Lilja wore, a faint smell, acetate like from glue chemicals. She puts it together, pinpoints an abandoned warehouse in Marylebone.
That's some serious detective work. And inside the warehouse.
That's where the whole sci-fi conspiracy lays itself bare. Lilja's got this whole conspiracy board set up. There's Mercaton, Donaldson, this guy Yegorov.
Yegorov. Sounds
Yeah.
familiar from Julia's past trauma.
The very same. But the scariest thing, there's a countdown. Spray painted on the wall, huge numbers, crossed out, getting smaller and smaller.
The countdown to what?
It starts at millions of years,
Uh,
then 2 million, then 600,000, all the way down, crossed out again and again, until it reads 403 years remaining, and under it, one word, extinction.
Extinction. Human extinction in 403 years. Okay, this just went from murder mystery to apocalyptic thriller.
Completely. And the final uncrossed target on Lilja's board, Norman Horner, the lawyer.
Ah, Satan's representative, so they race to his penthouse.
They do, and Lilja's there waiting. She knew Julia would find her, and she finally explains everything.
The big reveal.
It's about a time machine, future-only travel, invented by her father, Ivan Yukich. This cabal of billionaires, Donaldson, Mercaton, Yegorov, Horner, they used it for profit.
How? Like stock market tips from the future.
Exactly that. And worse, profiting from predicting disasters, 9/11, tsunamis. Absolutely horrific stuff.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But what's the catch? Why the extinction countdown?
That's the deadly mechanic. If you travel too far into the future, to what Lilja calls the extremity, about 6 million years ahead, where humanity is already gone, something comes back with you.
Comes back. Like what?
Perfect clones.
Yeah.
Simulacra, she calls them. They look exactly like the traveler, and they follow you back through the timeline.
Okay, that's terrifying. And these...
They want the machine. And they have to be killed instantly, on site, because every trip into the future pulls that extinction date closer. And if a simulacrum survives the return trip...
It enters the doom, makes it happen soon.
Precisely. It pulls the extinction event closer to the present.
So 403 years,
Yeah.
the current deadline.
Yeah.
And they need to prove this is real, right?
Lilja insists. She convinces Julia and a very freaked out Mark to take a test drive, jump forward 403 years to see the end, gives them little button devices for an instant return.
What do they find?
Desolation, a wasteland, blood red sky, total extinction,
Yeah.
and almost immediately,
Simulacra.
Julia encounters her own double, naked, standing there. And Julia, following the rule, shoots it dead. No hesitation.
But Mark.
Mark finds his own clone, his evil twin, and he just freezes. He can't bring himself to kill himself, basically.
Mark.
He panics, hits his return button, and lies when he gets back. Says he didn't see anything.
But Lilja knows, doesn't she? The countdown must have changed.
Instantly. They return, and the number on the wall drops. From 403 years down to 399 years remaining.
Because Mark let his simulacrum live, it's now an anchor.
Exactly. Lilja is furious. It means they can't use the machine again safely. The clone can follow them. The only way forward now is drastic.
What's her plan?
Destroy the other machines. There are 3 in total. They need to go back in time 5 years into the past and destroy the other 2 while they're being transported. Cut off the source.
A past mission. Risky. And they need a team.
4 people minimum, Lilja says, for defense against potential simulacra during the jump. They have Julia, Mark, and Lilja. They need 1 more.
How do they solve that?
This is where it gets really wild. Julia confronts her own past first. Tells Mark the whole horrific story about Anna and Yegorov, how she protected Anna's baby by lying, leading to Anna's suicide. Shares that trauma to get Mark committed.
Heavy stuff. But who's the 4th?
DCI Grossman, who just arrived at Horner's penthouse, probably tracking Julia, and promptly got shot by Lilja.
So he's down. How is he the 4th?
Julia improvises. Finds cocaine in Horner's bedside table.
No.
Oh, yes. Injects Grossman with it. To kill the pain, give him energy, get him on his feet.
She revives him with coke.
Yep. And Grossman, suddenly high as a kite and feeling no pain, is apparently all in. Desperate times, right?
That is
Yeah.
incredibly desperate. So the coke-fueled mission is a go.
Greenlit. They jump back 4.5 years, split into teams. Julia and the chemically enhanced Grossman take one lorry target. Lilja and Mark take the other.
And they have bombs.
Timed explosives set for 3 hours after planting to avoid immediate timeline fractures, presumably.
Okay, team 1. Lilja and Mark. How does that go?
They intercept their lorry, hide out in like an office furniture showroom nearby while waiting, but Mark's simulacrum shows up again.
One he didn't kill. It followed him.
Followed him through time.
Yeah.
Leads to this ridiculous, brutal fight. Mark hits it with a stone Buddha, uses a stapler as a weapon. It's chaos.
A stapler. Seriously.
Seriously. Lilja gets shot multiple times, covering him, just tanks the bullets, allowing Mark to finally dash out, plant the bomb on the lorry, and get away.
Wow. Okay. Lilja's is tough.
Yeah.
What about Julia and Grossman?
They intercept their lorry in a dark tunnel, and here Julia confronts her ultimate demon.
Yegorov.
Dmitry Yegorov himself. He's there, directing the transport. And even weirder, the driver of the lorry in this past timeline is a younger Julia from her undercover days.
Mind blown again. So Julia has her chance. Revenge on Yegorov.
She raises her gun, ready to end it, all that trauma right there.
But Grossman.
And steps in. Even high, he has this moment of clarity. Tells her killing Yegorov now is selfish. It'll cause a butterfly effect, screw up the timeline, doom everyone anyway.
He's probably right, even if he is high.
Julia realizes he is, that Yegorov still controls her, even in this moment of potential revenge. So she lowers the gun, completes the mission, plants the bomb in the machine inside the lorry she herself drove years ago.
Wow. Choosing the mission, the future, over personal closure, that's huge for her.
It really is. So, back to the present Horner's penthouse.
Chaos, I presume.
Total chaos. Lilja and Mark return, still fighting Mark's clone. Horner, who'd been tied up, gets free. He grabs a gun and shoots Lilja.
Kills her after everything.
Yep. Bullet goes right through her. She dies. Mark just snaps.
Snaps how?
Finally kills his own simulacrum. Uses a boiling kettle of coffee and a crowbar, apparently. Then he turns on Horner, blames him for Lilja's death, murders him, smashes his head against the wall.
Good God. Mark went dark.
Completely broken. Right then, Julia and Grossman return from the past, just as the bombs they planted detonate across town, destroying the other two machines.
So mission
That's right.
accomplished.
Yeah.
But the scene is grim.
Extremely. Julia confronts Mark, covered in blood, demands the code word they agreed on, embarrassed elephants or something.
Does you remember?
Nope, totally blank.
Yeah.
Too traumatized, concussed. But Grossman, weak, crashing hard from the coke, confirms it's the real Mark.
How?
Basically says he's too incompetent to be a clone because he, quote, face-planted into the bloody ground so hard, it's grimly funny.
Hilarious. So the immediate crisis is over. The machines are gone.
Phone rings, confirms they're destroyed, but Grossman, ever the institutionalist, insists they have to tell the truth, tell the police everything, have faith in the system.
After everything they just did. Cocaine, murder, breaking suspects out of custody.
Exactly. Julia just looks at him. The system is why she quit in the first place. She knows it won't understand this, so she just walks away.
Leaves them there. Grossman and Mark, surrounded by bodies.
Leaves them to deal with the fallout, the cover-up, the legal mess, knowing they stopped the immediate threat, but that extinction countdown, it's still ticking. 399 years left.
So, wrapping this up, what's the takeaway? They saved the present, kinda, but at immense cost.
Immense cost. Police corruption, drug abuse, vigilantism, outright murder, and the end of the world is still coming, just slightly delayed.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? That final question the book leaves you with.
Absolutely. When you know catastrophe is inevitable, even if it's centuries away, 400 years, give or take, how does that change your morality now?
Right. Does that long-term doom, that unavoidable extinction, somehow justify the really dark things they did in the short term? The violence, the corruption.
There's no easy answer, is there? It's a heavy question to sit with after such a wild ride.
A phenomenal, truly mind-bending deep dive. Seriously, thank you to the listener who sent this source material our way. What a trip. And if you need a shortcut to getting your head around something complex, definitely send us your sources.